Hey everybody, Tony Moore here at the Creative Arts and Lifestyles Awards, and I am here with the legendary, the iconic Miss Dominique Jackson. You know her from Pose. How are you today? You just had an amazing moment with one of your icons and legends, Miss Kate Linder from Young and the Restless. How are you feeling right now?
Oh my, I am beyond the beyond. This is like, because like you watch television and you see these actors and you study them and you're just like, whoa, and I was so young at the time and just like, and it was my grandmother and I, and our favorite was Catherine, Philip, and Esther was just there for everything. Like I remember her voice, I remember the way that she carried herself, I even remember scenes that are flashing through my head, and to see her in person, I was like, whoa, you never think in a million years any of these things could happen. I'm from a small island. I'm from Tobago. So could you imagine getting the Young and Restless in Tobago back in that day, and then coming here and actually getting to see, and then now all of a sudden, like I'm standing right next to this woman.
I love that you are having that moment, because I too have had that moment as well, like meeting Deidre Hall from Days of Our Lives. I mean, she is Days of Our Lives, and so I was like, iconic. Like who were some of the women that you looked up to in daytime when you were watching soaps with your grandmother? Who were some of the girls that you were like, yes?
Catherine Chancellor, because Catherine Chancellor was just the thing. But then there was, is it Victoria Rowell?
Yes.
Oh, when she stepped onto the Young and Restless, it was like, for me, it was like, black girl. And it was just like, oh my God, and she didn't, and it wasn't like a, like a washed down, like check the box performance. She had like depth and worth and grew, her character grew, and it was just like, wow, I loved it. I really loved it. And once I left for college and stuff like that, but I came to the U.S. for high school, I didn't have time to watch daytime television anymore. I wasn't able to.
So wait, you were one of the people that would schedule your classes around your favorite daytime?
Young and Restless, yeah, because that was Grandma and I. That was our thing. Guiding Light, we got into that a few times, but it was Days of Our Lives, Guiding Light, and Young and Restless. But Young and Restless was our jam. Victor, oh my gosh, I mean, they tried to kill Catherine so many times. Jill, like, these were Ashley, remember Ashley?
Yes. Ashley's still around.
What? Jeez. Oh my gosh! Wait, you really got me here today. You really got me here today.
Now, Pose is so legendary, and it was such an amazing look as to what life in ballroom was like during that time. What do you take away from that experience? Because first of all, you did amazing. Your reads on Pose will live forever in my head, rent free. But what did you take away from that whole experience?
Oh my gosh, I took away the truth of my life. Because I lived that. Many of those scenes were things that I either lived or experienced through the eyes or through the storytelling of others. And one of the greatest storytellers that I had the opportunity to be around was Paris Dupree. And we would sit in Two Potato and have these conversations. That was a little bar in the West Village. And we would have these conversations, and people would think I was crazy to sit and listen to her, because we were like, you're young, like, why is this older person keep it's always that older person telling you stories and you're just like, oh child, just let's finish the royal care. Yeah. But in that, I listened, because growing up with my grandmother, it was something about these stories that the older folks told you that helped you with life. There was always some kind of meaning and moral to them. So yeah, it's just like, oh wow. So the experience I took away from Pose was my value of realizing that I am someone. When other people were looking at our lives and saying to themselves, oh my God, we're so sorry, or oh my gosh, look at your resilience. And I had to start to see my community not from a begging, stomped on perspective, even though we are, but from a lens that we are so amazing and so beautiful that they have to try to oppress us. They have to try to hold us back because our thoughts, where we go, our way of life is just so what they call against the norm. But who caused us to be able to create that? You're not accepted into one part of society, so you create your own. You know, and when you create your own, we found our joy, our life, our love. So I got the opportunity now to really experience what I experienced growing up from a different lens. Having to play it was so different than living it, and it was so much more of a teacher to me than actually living it. Because when you're living it, you're more in a sense of, I have to get through, I have to survive. And when you are acting it, it's more like, wow, these people really go through that, and then you go, wait, girl, that was you.
that was you. That was you one day. Now, of course, we have to talk about the reads on Pose. Like, were any of those ad lib, or did you strictly just go by the script, or did you add a little bit of Dominique into you?
I am one for respecting the work of writers. So when they write, I know that they're writing with certain intention. And Pose was done so beautifully and respectfully that I really had no notes as someone that actually lived it. So
you didn't need no notes. No notes at all, honey.
So the notes were for them. Like not for me. I lived it. But it was Mr. Murphy again was just so in a space of us learning and growing and showing the best side of our community, showing us where we are, not this whole transition kind of thing, because we're over that. And so it was just this takeaway of this is us, we're playing the part, we're doing it, and you get to experience it now, and I get to learn from where I've come. I get to appreciate where I've come from. The first year after it was a bit hard because playing true story is not easy. You are really seeing life. I had to relive a version of being thrown out of my home, and that was kind of really tough. But it also, after about a year, I was able to look back and see, you know, wow, you really learned from this. It was an amazing experience. It was everything. It was us. Yes, so the reads. I travel sometimes.
No, so do I. Look, we are here kikiing, having a conversation. You travel as much as you want.
The reads. So my respect for the writers, I realized that they did their research and it was really beautifully done. So there were a few times that I even added anything or changed anything, but the one time I did change it was when I added to the last read in season 3, where I said, if not for pity, your closest proximity to a vagina would have been at your birth.
Baby, listen, when I tell you the reads weren't even towards me, and I was hurt. Well, you were so amazing, and you were so great, and I truly appreciate what you've done for us in showing, you know, the ballroom scene and playing this character. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
It's a team effort, and when I say team, it's all of us that get up and show out and follow our dreams and aspirations. We are creating life and doing amazing. So thank you.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today, and best of luck to you with presenting, and thank you guys for tuning in.